Nemo Radio is on the air.
A, B, C. A, always B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Hey, it's John Nemo. Welcome back to another episode of Nemo Radio. Just wanted to pop on here, and it's always good. One of the secrets to success that I've discovered in sales and marketing and lead generation is getting into the head of your prospects, understanding, being obsessed with client focus, customer focus, like what are they thinking? What do they want? How are they looking at things? And so this just happens sometimes when you're in their shoes doing your own thing, right? And so, for example, I'm going through, in this instance, my LinkedIn inbox and invitations. And so I'm looking at on the LinkedIn website where you click my network and then it has inbound invitations, right? People inviting me to connect. And I'm thinking right now like a prospect, which, by the way, first thing, and I learned this from Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which he wrote all the way back in 1936, long before the internet, LinkedIn. Gosh, did they even have color TV? I don't think they did. But people have not changed. And what he said about your prospect is people do not care about you. They do not care about me. They only care about themselves, morning, noon, and after supper. And I'm on LinkedIn right now looking at my inbound invitations with one thought just permeating my brain and pulsing and flashing, which is, what's in it for me to connect with these people? Why would I want to accept these invites? What will it do for me? I could care less about any of these people inviting me to connect. Now, again, I'm obviously being facetious. I care about human beings and all that stuff. But again, from a prospect point of view, I don't care. What's in it for me? Time is money. I'm moving fast. I'm clicking ignore, 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 ignore. And here's two simple criteria that will help you not get ignored in the LinkedIn invites, but actually get accepted. So I'm going to give you the examples of what I'm seeing as a prospect that are causing me to click ignore, and you'll quickly see what you can be doing instead. So the first thing, and honestly the most critical thing, is the LinkedIn professional headline. So when you look at your inbound invitations on LinkedIn as a prospect, what I see is a photo of a person and their name, and then I see their LinkedIn professional headline. Now, anyone that has a LinkedIn professional headline that just has their job title and a company name, I'm not really excited unless I know what the company is. If it's like Joe Smith, Director of Marketing, Google or Nike or Apple, I'm excited, right? Or Joe Smith, CEO, Google. Okay, yeah, I'm going to accept that. That's a big, exciting brand. However, 99% of these people are director of this, VP of that at a company I've never heard of, right? So I immediately look at that and go, well, I don't even know what that company is or what they do. And also I'm inferring from the job title, oh, they just want to sell me something, or, oh, they're not someone I can sell my stuff to, so I don't care, right? So instead, right, with your LinkedIn profile, with your professional headline, instead of it being your job title, your company name, and the other thing that turns me off, right, is the hyperbole. Like, I'm getting, invites from people that say, I can get you 15 leads in 15 minutes, or, give me 15 minutes, I can save your company $100,000 guaranteed. Like the hype and hyperbole, or the other ones I see a lot of on the inbound invites is a LinkedIn headline that says something like lead generation guru, right? Marketing ninja, right? Hi-ya! Like, Bruce Lee is the only ninja we need to connect with, okay? May he rest in peace. But that's the whole thing. Like, avoid the hype, avoid the hyperbole, and avoid just putting your job title and your company name, because 99% of people on LinkedIn have not heard of your company, right? Unless you're one of the biggest brands on the planet. So there's a very simple formula to fix this. So there's a very quick win that I can give you. And it's simply putting two key things into your LinkedIn professional headline, which is part one is the service you provide, and part two is the audience you serve. So your LinkedIn headline basically says service I provide plus audience I serve. So for example, if I was seeing an inbound LinkedIn invite that said business coach for hospital CFOs, if I'm a hospital CFO and I want a business coach, or actually probably a better term would be executive coach for hospital CFOs, I know exactly as a prospect within 2 seconds, do I want to accept that invite? What's in it for me? Or if it's SEO services for Atlanta-based small businesses, if I'm a small business in Atlanta and I want to improve my website's SEO, maybe I'm going to take a flyer on this person, accept their invite. The timing is good. I'm looking for SEO help. I'll do that. But the point is, for you, prospecting, you want people to know within 2 seconds, you want them to qualify themselves. So I don't want to waste time with people that aren't interested in my service. Do you? Right? So my, profile says something like, done for you LinkedIn lead generation is my headline, right? Done for you LinkedIn lead generation, or I abbreviate it, probably DFY. Done for you LinkedIn lead generation for business coaches, consultants, and small business owners. So I'm targeting, guess who? Business coaches, consultants, and small business owners on LinkedIn with invitations. So if they get an invitation from me, you're typically a business coach, a consultant, or a small business owner. You're not a corporate whatever. So I'm targeting people where their name is in my headline. And my service is done for you LinkedIn lead generation. So they know when they get an invite from me, if they're a coach, consultant, or small business owner, okay, he works with people just like me. He's hyper niche focused on my little world. And B, this is what he does. He gets them leads. So I'm immediately able to qualify you. You're either going to accept my invite if you're like, yeah, I'm looking for leads. I'm looking for tips. I'm looking for ideas. I want to use LinkedIn to get leads. Or you're going to hit no, which is great because that saves me time. Why would I want to connect with you and talk to you and build a relationship with you when you never want to use my service, right? Like I think of the story my brother-in-law told me years ago. He's a great sales guy, and he goes, I don't need, like when I'm working, doing my day job and doing sales, like he's like, I don't need more friends. I have friends. He's like, I need clients. I need customers. I need people who are interested. Those are the people I want to spend time with, build rapport with, take to a ball game, take to dinner. I got friends. Like I can do that anytime. I can do that off the clock. Like, and that's the idea is like, you have to get over this idea of, well, I got to be everything to everyone. And I don't want anyone to reject me. And I don't want anyone not to accept my invite. It's like, yeah, you do. Like you do want to get people, you want to think of your lead generation life, your LinkedIn approach as a decision tree. Get people to yes or no as quickly as possible and immediately so that way you're not wasting time. Like you don't want to get on the phone or do one-on-one messaging or meet for coffee with someone who has no intention ever of your services, but hey, they just want to network or explore synergies or get to know each other. Like that's a waste of your time and it's a waste of their time, at least if your goal at the end of the day is to do business, right? That's the first thing. So going back to your LinkedIn profile, really making it clear cut that your headline says service I provide plus target audience. That's key. So when your invite comes in, for example, I'm a small business owner. I need a new website, let's say. So if I see an invite from a person today that says WordPress website design for small business owners. Oh, okay, maybe I'll accept that. I'm looking for web bids, or whatever. I'm not technically at this second looking for it, but you get the idea. The second part of this, so we're talking about your LinkedIn invitations, right? Number one is getting the headline properly done so that it's client facing, very simple, and it's niche focused. Then people know what's in it for them. Why would they want to connect with you and what could they get out of you, right? That's the bottom line. Part two is, it's always recommended when you send an invitation to someone on LinkedIn that you include a personal note, right, for context. And so I'm going to read a note from someone, and I'm not going to call them out by name or anything, but this is an example of a LinkedIn invite done poorly, okay? And tell me, I'll read it, and then maybe in your mind you can figure out why it's bad. So basically it says, hi, John, I'm an independent coach with 24 years experience, and it's great to see we have a few connections in common. I am looking to connect with like-minded individuals who are open to growing beyond what they deem as possible. Look forward to sharing my content with you. So what's wrong with that invite, class? It's all about him. It's all about him. It's all about the coach. I'm a coach. I do this. I have this many experiences. I want to share my content with you, right? There's a little bit in there that's okay. Like I'm looking for this type of person. But again, the idea is this is all about me. And I want to connect with you so I can ram my content down your throat. See that? Like that's how I'm viewing this as a prospect. Like I don't know who you are. I don't know if your content's any good. You're not being very specific about what I would get. Like And I don't care about you. I care about me, right? A better invite from this coach might be, hey, John, I came across your profile. I see that you're a small business owner. The reason I'm reaching out is blank, right? It could be something like this. Hey, John, and I'm just trying to wing this. So it could be, hey, John, came across your profile, thought I'd reach out. I help small business owners like yourself with pain point 1, 2, 3. If that's an area of concern for you right now, happy to share some free tips and connect. Cheers. No worries either way. Something like that where you get very specific to the target audience. Hey, name of prospect. I help people just like you. So put in the name of them. Here's an example. So right now, one of my most successful clients ever, her name was Catherine Bishop. She's a CPA, accountant, bookkeeper, tax professional. We did a done-for-you LinkedIn lead generation campaign for her where she got so many leads, she had to turn the campaign off, and she got so much new business in 60 days that her husband had to quit his day job and come work for her full-time. So it was like a Hollywood quality, Disney movie case study that we have of a real human being, a CPA, Catherine Bishop, who's in North Carolina, who got so much business from us and our lead generation efforts, she had to turn off the campaign, and her husband literally quit his day job to come work for her. And now they're having this great, entrepreneur lifestyle, whatever. And so what I'm doing is now I'm going out and trying to target CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers, tax professionals and say, hey, Sally CPA, wondering if you'd like to connect. I focus on helping CPAs, generate leads here on LinkedIn. In fact, happy to share a case study of a CPA we recently helped who had to turn off her LinkedIn campaign because it was so successful. Would it be a horrible idea to connect so I can send the case study your way, right? And that last line, would it be a horrible idea to connect? That's kind of that, it's from Chris Voss and negotiating and psychology of and that's just sales training too, of people are going to react to that and go, well, that's not horrible. That wouldn't be a horrible idea. It's not terrible. It's not like you're trying to kill me, so they'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll connect. That's just a little bit of nuanced kind of psychology, but that's the idea is I'm hyper targeting a person with a hyper-specific kind of offer, quote unquote. I'm not trying to close a deal. Notice nowhere in that invite am I asking for them to get on the phone. That's the other mistake. I've seen a lot of invites. Hey, John, here's the invite that I get all the time that I just immediately delete and that you do too. Hey, John, I offer this service. I'd love to connect and find a 30 minutes of your time to further discuss any potential opportunities we could help you with. And that's just the classic delete, right? You get these as emails, phone calls, LinkedIn, you're not qualifying the prospect. They don't know, or trust you. You're claiming, you can do this service. You haven't demonstrated any expertise in that area. Why the heck would I give up my most valuable asset on planet Earth, which is my one-on-one time as a prospect for you, right? And I'm skeptical and you're going to hustle me. And so those are just terrible ideas. What I really like to do on LinkedIn is, again, the riches are in the niches. So I have a very successful home run grand slam case study of Catherine Bishop, the CPA. So I'm going to go to other CPAs on LinkedIn and say, hey, I did this for Catherine. Would you like me to do it for you? That's the basic, simple premise of this. Now you have to baby step into that. I don't get to get on LinkedIn and invite a CPA who's never heard of me and say, hey, I can guarantee that you're going to get so many leads you have to turn off your campaign and your spouse will quit their day job. Let's have 30 minutes and I'll show you everything, right? You don't do that, right? People are too skeptical and dubious. So what you say is, hey, found your profile on LinkedIn. I hyper focus on helping CPAs get leads from LinkedIn. In fact, have a great case study about a CPA in North Carolina who had so much success she actually had to turn her campaign off. Would it be a horrible idea to connect so I can send that free case study your way? And I'm implying there, hey, I'm not going to hustle you. I'm not asking for time. I just want to connect so I can send you a free case study. And the idea being, if you're the CPA on the other end of this, again, my LinkedIn headline would say, done for you LinkedIn lead generation for CPAs. And then the invite would say, hey, I have a great case study on how we help CPAs, super successful, exciting, curious, and then you can say, okay, I'll connect. I'll say, sure, send the case study. And then I let my content do the heavy lifting. The case study I send you helps you get to know, like, and trust me because it's me and I'm putting my personality in, and maybe I'm on camera or sharing photos of myself. And then I'm also demonstrating expertise, right? And here's a simple formula for case studies. I've shared it before, but simple formula for a case study is what it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. So basically what it was like when we met Catherine Bishop, and this is a true story, she was struggling. Her business was struggling. She didn't have a lot of leads. She'd been living off referrals. She was considering going back to teaching academia, right? Teaching accounting courses. And was like, it's been hard. I've been out on my own. I'm running a business. I'm not a lead generation expert. I'm not a, guru on LinkedIn, but, the referrals have dried up. And this is so common for like 99% of business owners and coaches and consultants we talk to. So what it was like, Catherine was struggling to find leads and in fact was in pain and was probably going to have to go back to teaching just to get income. What happened is the meat of the case study. Here's what we did for Catherine. Here's all the custom things we did. Here's how we targeted, niched, and told her story and put her personality through. What it's like now is the outcome, right? The great ending of, hey, it went so well, she had to turn off the campaign. Her husband quit his job, came and worked for her. And then I have a call to action like, hey, if you want to explore, if we can try to, do the same thing for you, like, let's have a conversation. So it's a very simple approach for a case study, but the idea, whether you use a case study or just a piece of content, is you've got to demonstrate some expertise and then also infuse it with your personality so that they start to get to know, like, and trust you. And then you can move the conversation forward on LinkedIn. Because once they say, yeah, I'm interested, send me the case study, now you have an excuse to chase them and follow up with them. So you send the case study, right? And then you follow up a few days later. Hey, what'd you think of it? I'm dying to hear your thoughts. Like, super excited for your feedback. Oh, I haven't read it yet. Oh, okay. How do I bump it up to the top of your reading list? LOL. Like, stay on them until they read it, politely persistent. They will read the content and then give feedback. Oh, yeah, it really wasn't what I thought. Oh, why is that? What were you hoping it would have been? Oh, I was hoping it was more XYZ. And then you can say, oh, okay, and adjust your case study for the next person. Here's an example. So this whole case study I've laid out, I had a guy in the United Kingdom write to me who went through the case study, and I asked for feedback, and he goes, actually, it was a great case study, very entertaining, etc., super impressive. I think there's a problem with it. And I was like, oh, what's the problem? He's like, I don't think many accountants in the United Kingdom, I think they would be overwhelmed and scared and panicked at the thought of having too many clients too quickly. So in fact, I think you're scaring them away with this insane story. Like, it went so well, she had to turn it off. And he's like, I think they would feel like, man, if you could just give me 1 or 2 clients, you'd be my, hero. So it's like, oh, okay, that's good feedback. Like, for that audience in that part of the world, and this is one person's opinion, right? Who says, I work with accountants and CPAs in the United Kingdom, and like, man, the people I talk to, like, they would be overwhelmed, and that would just be like, that's too scary. It'll work too well. I don't want to sign up. It's like, oh, okay. And obviously my intent is to take that feedback and listen, but also go, well, most people will be like, boy, what a great problem to have. Like, if you get me so many leads and so many clients, I have to turn off my campaign and my spouse has to come work for me and quit. Like, hey, I'll take that headache, right? Quote unquote. So there's so much value in this. And it all really comes down to, again, what I started with this podcast, which is putting yourself into the eyes and ears and headspace of a prospect. So even just as you're going through your day, deleting emails, deleting invitations on LinkedIn, learn and be like, why am I deleting this? Why am I not excited about this as a prospect? And then flip it and apply it to your business. So I'm going through, ignoring invites, and it's because of 2 reasons. One is their LinkedIn headline doesn't get me excited and there's nothing in it for me. Why would I connect? Your LinkedIn headline is either filled with hyperbole, I don't believe you, or it's just your job title and a company name I've never heard of, so who cares? Or your job title infers you're just going to try to sell me stuff, right? Or, it's just a totally unclear headline and it doesn't make any sense. And so I've given you the solution instead. Service you provide plus target audience. That'll work all day. People will know what's in it for them to connect. And the second thing is just I'm looking at the LinkedIn notes, the invites, and the text that's with it. Don't make it all about you and how great you are and how you help people and how you want to, immediately ram content down someone's throat, and or don't ever ask for time in an invite or let's have a call. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's like trying to marry someone on the first date. Like, practice some professional courtship, right? And the idea with how to move it forward is once they accept your invite, you got to have some sort of content that will demonstrate expertise and get them to know, like, and trust you. Because people like that because it's a passive experience where they still feel in control. I would feel intimidated if you're immediately asking for my time, and I will have my guard up because I'll be like, oh man, if you're already trying to talk to me, even though your profile looks really good and your services look good, my guard's up because my cave person brain doesn't know, like, or trust you yet. We don't have a relationship. So I would much rather passively consume your content, feeling safe behind my computer, watching videos, listening to your podcast, reading your case study where I can see you, hear you, listen to you. You're a regular person. Oh, you're relatable. You're likable. You're authentic. You're transparent. Oh, and by the way, you're demonstrating expertise and quick wins and tips that I can use and implement and start to see, oh man, this stuff really works. It makes sense. Now I'm becoming a fan. So by the time I get to a one-on-one call with you, I'm already a fanboy or fangirl. I've consumed a bunch of your content and I'm excited to talk to you and I feel like I already know you. And that's where the sales get really easy, is when people say, oh yeah, I can't believe I'm actually getting to talk to you. I listen to your podcast every week and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, it's a great branding and authority position for you to be in as the person, with the product or service, because they're already warmed up. They're already excited. There's no need for you to kind of build that rapport that you normally have to build, one conversation at a time, because your content did it for you. So there you go. Just wanted to riff on that a little bit. Hope you found this helpful. Take immediate action. And I will also include a link to my, if you haven't polished up your profile or you want some more LinkedIn tips, I will put links in the show notes to, best practices for LinkedIn invitations and profiles and outreach and all that good stuff. So check the show notes for the notes, the links, I should say, to the different, resources I've got for you that are all free. And we'll go from there. Thanks again so much for listening, and we'll see you soon on another episode.